How's it going, y'all? In today's video will be about the top 3 books, or the top 3 success books I recommend everyone should read if you're trying to be successful. Alright, the first one here is The Richest Man in Babylon. So, y'all, this book is really good right here. If you don't have the money to pay for it, just listen to it on YouTube. I think you can listen to it on YouTube for free. You know, and you can do that if you're in the car driving, or if you're going to the gym lifting weights, or whatever you're doing where you're just not busy. You can just pop, instead of watching TV, just listen to the book. Close your eyes, lay down, listen to the book. Envision the book playing in your mind with your eyes closed. That's what I do. Most people don't do that. Okay? And this book is, I'm not going to tell you what the whole book's about. I'm going to give you just a general idea. The book basically just talks about how there was a guy in Babylon. He's driving in his nice car, and everybody else he's the richest man in Babylon. Everybody else is, you know, in poverty and stuff like that, struggling. And one man goes up to him and asks him, you know, hey, how can we get to where you're at and stuff like that? You know, and he just gave him, you know, 2 pieces of advice. He was just saying, you know, no matter what, whenever you get paid, so no matter what, whenever you get paid, pay yourself first. 10% of what you earn. 10% of what you earn. So if you make, I think back then they were making like cheap money. I think like $20 a day, something like that, right? But, you know, to them that was a lot of money. Or $6 a day, something like that. But no matter what, you want to pay yourself 10% of that to you. I don't care if you got bills coming up, you're in debt, you have to file bankrupt, you got to pay your mortgage. No matter what, 10% of that money is yours. You got to pay yourself first. It even says right here, yours to keep. That's what he's talking about. 10% of that money is yours to keep. I don't give a damn if you owe taxes, you owe your neighbor's money, or you owe your friend money or family money. 10% of that is yours to keep. Okay, so pay yourself first. That's the problem. People don't pay themselves first. And I had to learn that. I was like, damn, okay, pay myself first. And another thing he talks about is, well, this is from a different book. Not none of these books I'm going to give y'all. But another thing is pay yourself first as in time. So before you go to work on your business or read a book or something like that, or up your knowledge, you know, up your game. And I'm struggling doing that one right now. I'm telling you that because I'm still currently working right now. Sadly, I'm still a slave. I like to call it a slave. Y'all, people think slavery is ended. Slavery still exists. Only difference is we just get paid for it. They just give us money for it to trade our time. So slavery does still exist. Back then, people were slaves, or mainly black people or African Americans were slaves, and they didn't get paid for it. But now everybody's a slave, no matter what color you are. If you work for somebody else, you're a slave. I'm sorry to tell you that. You're a slave. Okay? And that's just what I'm trying to get out of right now. And it's not because I'm just like, oh, you know, you're young and all this stuff. It's because you just got to look at what's going on in the world right now. I mean, I don't get into the news and the media and stuff like that. But if you see all the BS stuff happen, I mean, gas prices raising and stuff like that, I don't let that stuff affect me. You know, while everybody else is running around going crazy and stuff like that, complaining and just being stagnant, you know, not doing anything about it, just staying still, I'm learning, up in my game, making things happen, right? I don't get caught into the BS. So while people are doing that, you can be up in your knowledge, up in your game. So that way when this stuff does pass, or when things do get worse, you kind of got some type of defense mechanism against it. I like to describe it as this. Here's my analogy. It's like a group of people in a line, right? Now, no matter what your defense technique is, everybody's going to get hit in the face. Like, we're all going to get hit. Like, no matter how wealthy you are or how poor you are, everybody's going to get hit in the face. So everybody's in a line. It has a line full of people. Wealthy, poor, middle class, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, you name it, right? Everybody's getting punched in the face, right? Just bam. Bam. Just one by one, bam, right? There's like a surgeon, another person in front of him just punching them in the face at the same time. Just bam. 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 So everybody's gonna get hit in the face, and it's your choice whether or not to defend yourself. Now, some people in that line might have a better defense, defense tactic against it, but not everybody will. And the people who have the better defense technique against it are the ones who decided to take those courses, up their knowledge, up their game in the past. While the people who don't, and who are just keep getting in the face because they don't know how to dodge it, they're the ones who are in my terms, are the ones who are kind of struggling and, they don't know what to do. They're just like a chicken with their head cut off. They're just like, whoa, what the hell? But the people they're still going to get the hit. The people who are defending themselves, they're still going to get hit, but they're not going to get hit as hard as the people who are not, they're not going to get hit as hard as the people who don't have a defense tactic, right? So there's my analogy on that. Okay, so this book right here, The Richest Man in Babylon. Good book, good book. Okay, the next book is what's that book called? Oh, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Y'all, this dude right here, Robert Kiyosaki, man. Robert Kiyosaki has plenty of books, lots of books. He has a book called Who Stole My Pension, which is a good book, which is funny. Just the title alone is funny to me. Who Stole My Pension? And it's funny because I had a guy when I worked at UPS in the warehouse. Like, there was an older guy. He'd been there for like 30 years or something like that, and he hurt his back. And they weren't trying to pay him and stuff like that. And man, I just didn't like that because I'm like, damn, how can you be with a company that long, that loyal, and get treated like, you know what I'm about to say, right? That lets you know, okay, this company, no matter what job I go to, they don't care about me. They don't. Oh, and this is referring back to the first video I was telling you guys about the police officer with the job securities. It came back to me. So there are two reasons why people become police officers, right? Two reasons is the one I told you is the job security, right? They want that job security. And the second reason is for the adrenaline. I forgot to tell. That's what it was. It was the adrenaline. People become cops for those two reasons. Job security, and if it's not, it's either job security or the adrenaline. Y'all, they like that adrenaline. They like that, oh yes, they like the thrill of the chasing the bad guys and stuff like that, right? They like that heist stuff, kind of. They like that, getting their blood pumping and stuff like that. And that kind of refers back to people who like going hiking and doing challenges and stuff like that. Think about it like this, guys. If starting a business is easy, but building a business that lasts is hard, right? So if building a business that lasts was easy, everybody would do it, right? If getting your net worth up to 100 million every year, and guys, net worth simply means what's your worth. How much are you worth in this world or as yourself? If getting your net worth up to 5 million a year was easy, don't you think everybody would be a millionaire right now? But it's not. And see that, and that's what it goes to the context of everything is not easy. And you kind of got to be respectful of that, because if it was easy, you get bored. It's like playing a video game. If you're playing a video game and the game was so easy, like you knew all the cheat codes, you knew every cheat move and all that stuff, you knew every weapon, how to use it, how to just basically you just knew your way around everything in the game, right? And how to get to the end quick. You would stop playing the damn game. If every game was like that, you wouldn't play the game. I'm telling you right now. Why do you think there's so many people who just play video games all day? Because they like that challenge, right? Whether they're playing online or they're doing story mode, they like that challenge, right? Now imagine the people who play those video games all day. Imagine if they turned that focus into starting a business online, or just starting any business in general, or really making an invention. Wow. We probably have more invention to this day, right? So Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is another recommended book I say you must read. And if you don't want to pay for it, I say pay for it, because in my opinion, when you pay for stuff, you actually respect it more versus you just getting it for free, right? But you can listen to this for free on YouTube. But I like getting hard copies of stuff. I don't really like reading. I mean, I do. I'm not saying I don't like reading. I don't like listening. I like listening, but if I can, I'm gonna get the book, right? I'm gonna try to get the book and stuff. But me personally, at the time, I just had no money, so I just listened to it on YouTube. But if I had the money, I would have bought. I'm just telling you like this: if you have the money, just go ahead and buy the book. Order on Amazon. Get to your house in about a week. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? The book basically talks about how our school education. Here's a summary of the book. I'm not gonna give you the whole nuggets in the book, but I'm gonna give you the summary of it. The book basically talks about how the dad, how the poor dad was and when I say poor, I'm not talking about poor as in like a poverty man, just homeless on the streets. I'm talking about poor as in the way of thinking. Remember, y'all, I told you to think rich is when in poverty is a mastermind. Okay, so the poor dad, he was a guy kind of just like the poor dad. And the poor dad was his friend's dad, right? But he would go over to his friend's house all the time, so that's why he just called him, eventually just kept calling him, stepdad or, stuff like that, right? But the poor dad, this dude had I think he had like a bachelor's or some associate's degree. He went to, I don't know if it was Harvard or MIT, one of those, but one of those, high-end schools. But he had a degree, a good paying job, and his poor dad would basically say, go to school. Robert, when he was a child, he was asked, well, how do I get wealthy? Or how do I, become, rich? And the poor dad was saying, go to school, get an education, to get a good job, right? And that's what we're brainwashed in the school. That's why we go to school for 12 years and they brainwash us into doing all that BS stuff, right? Think about it. Most people that go to school, they come out working at Skolasky's or working at Taco Bell or stuff like that. Nothing against that, right? Nothing against that. I'm not saying working there is bad. I'm just saying I went to school for 6 years just to work at Taco Bell. Okay. I knew a dude when I was working at this one job. This dude went to school for like 7 years. He was 28. I was 20. I'm 22 now, but so 2 years ago. This dude went to school to be a lawyer. 8 years. Right. Straight A student. I think he said he maintained a 4.0 GPA throughout high school and through college. And this dude's working at UPS. Now, that's not bad. That's not a bad thing. He is in the process of trying to get back. He is in the process of, getting back on his feet and stuff like that. But what it was with the COVID and stuff, it kind of just messed everything up, right? And it's like, damn, I told him, I said, man, start your own law firm. Why don't you do that? Start your own law firm. And he's like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. And that's when he was like, well, I'm kind of nervous and scared. Just educate yourself. I mean, you already know the stuff about being an attorney and stuff like that. Start your own law firm. I told him that. I said, man, start your own law firm. And I just walked away. And I knew that kind of stuck with him because he was just kind of staring off into space when I told him that. So yeah, that's what the poor dad's talking about. And the rich dad version, basically the poor dad's view of life is go to school, get an education, get a good job, retire with $800,000 or $900,000 in the bank and live off that. No, I'm sorry. Who the hell can live off of $900,000 a year? Not a year. Let me rephrase that. Who can live off of in theoretically terms, let's say you retire at 65 years old and you have $900,000 in your bank account, right? Let's say you live. Let's just for shits and giggles, right? Let's just say you live for another 20 years, right? Another 20 years, right? That'll put you at 75 years old. If you retire at 85, I'm sorry. If you retire at 65 and you die at 85, right, that's going to give you another 20 years of life to live. Now, do you think 800,000 you can live off of? Now, granted, some of you may can. But I'm pretty sure there's some shit you want to do. You probably want to travel. You probably want to go, take some vacations and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you want to splurge a little bit. I know I'm going to want to splurge, right? So, and you don't even know the cost of living by that time. That's for me, that's about 40 years away. I don't know what's going to happen in that 40 years, right? So I'm just trying to up my game and learn, implement, learn, right? So that's what the poor dad's philosophy is. And I just don't understand Everybody's different, right? Bill Gates didn't go to college. Bill Gates actually dropped out. Jeff Bezos, he didn't go to college. A lot of people, Steve Jobs didn't go to college. They all dropped out, right? But that's, if you want to go to school, go to college. That's you. That's your opinion. That's your prerogative. I'm not knocking. I'm just commenting on it, right? All right. Rich dad. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with going to school. If you're going to school to play sports or something like that, or if there's something you really want to do, that's good because you're learning. But if you're just going to college because everybody else is doing it, why are you doing it? That's just a waste of time. That's like saying I'm gonna go skydiving. Wow, why are you going skydiving? You've never been skydiving before in your life because everybody else is doing it. My friends they're going, and everybody's just saying you should go do it, so I'm gonna go do it. Okay, that's just that. So if everybody starts drinking piss, you're gonna start drinking piss too, right? All right. Now the rich dad version is the guy who wasn't he just had a high school education, and the rich dad is saying his version of life is read books, take courses, educate yourself, and make a fortune. And the rich dad version of the rich dad says, instead of saying, I cannot afford it, you hear people oftentimes say, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, right? I always hear people saying they want that Audi or they want what's that damn car? A Tesla, right? Tesla. Everybody wants a Tesla, right? But everybody wants a Tesla. Why? Because everybody else has a Tesla. So they want to fit in. We live in a world where people want to fit in and be just like everybody else, right? I don't like to fit in. I don't like to fit in. I like to blend in when it comes to driving, when it comes to driving and stuff like that and staying, blending in with the cars and traffic. But that's a good way to blend in. A bad way to blend in is if you have like an older vehicle, right? Something that kind of easy stands out to that's something that stands out easily for police, right? Let's like a 1990 Honda Civic. That's gonna stand out from every car on the damn highway. I'm sorry, you're gonna hear the pipes, the engine, everything, right? Nothing wrong with that though. But I'm just saying that's a bad way to stand out, or that's a bad way to blend in. My version of blending in is driving cars like kind of not too old but not too new. That way it kind of blends in. You don't stick out like a milk. You're just not like a milk and a milk. You're just not like a fly in milk, right? A good way to blend in is having like the newest car that someone doesn't have, right? Like a Rolls Royce or not an Audi, a Lambo, stuff like that. Like that's a good way to stand out, right? To blend in. That's a good way. I seen a guy the other day on the highway in a Lambo. It was a yellow Lambo. You don't see that often, right? You don't see that. That dude was getting eyeballs on his cars left and right. Probably caused a few wrecks. So a rich dad version of instead of saying I cannot afford it, instead saying how can I afford it, right? If you want that $3 million house, don't say I can't afford it, man. I can't afford it. How can I afford it? How can I go get that? What do I need to do, right? Well, first you need to up your game. I'll tell you that right now. But that's what rich dad's philosophy is about. It's just about self-education and upping your knowledge and really using the thing that's between your two ears, which is called your brain, and feeding that every day. The little things we take for granted, y'all, are the little things we just, we just overlook. We take for granted tremendously, like our brain, our fingers, our, legs. Like we just take this shit for granted. We just wake up, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have my legs all day. You can walk outside and motherfucker throw a damn, he playing what's that damn thing? I forgot what it's called. I think it's called like a C4 or some shit. The military uses to blow shit up. Someone could plant a C4 under your car or something. You get in the car, blow up, lose your limbs. Right? So stop waking up taking things for granted. We take the sun for granted. We expect every day the sun is going to fucking rise up in the morning. And it's going to rise back down. Y'all, the sun doesn't have to do that. The sun can just simply say, I'm done. The sun can give out. We don't even know when the sun is going to give out. But I tell you this, though, if the sun starts rising up, if the sun doesn't rise up in 2 weeks straight, we're going to be dead. We're going to freeze to death. So don't even take the little things for granted. Be grateful. When you wake up, be glad the sun rose up. Because the sun didn't even have to rise up. People don't think about that. That's something else to ponder on. But that's another must read. This video is actually ending up being longer than what it was. Last book on the list, which is, oh my gosh, Knowledge. And I kind of already thought like this. I knew about this, but damn, this was just confirmation that I wasn't crazy in my thinking. Last but not least, y'all, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon. Let's see if I spell his name right. Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich. Y'all, you can listen to this book if you don't have it. Y'all, this is a must read. Right? It's a must read. You must read this if you want to up your game. This book basically tells you about every invention in the world, about how people use their minds. This book actually made people, lots of people into, millionaires and wealthy and stuff like that. Think and Grow Rich, right? It basically talks about the law of attraction and, what you think about, you become, but you must take action with it too, right? And how a simple thought, I think Napoleon Hill, when he wrote this book, he had people wanting to kill him. He was in debt and all that stuff, and they get to file bankrupt because he was just so broke. But then when he wrote this book, he started so like crazy, and he started, and making inventions and stuff like that. But I'm not going to talk too much on this book. You guys just need to read it. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Right? That's a must read. All right. Yeah, this book right here, y'all's damn. Right? And here's another thing. Here's the last thing, because in all my videos, I like to give some type of advice where you can carry on and pass to someone else. Or you can just keep it to yourself, whatever you want to do with it. Doesn't matter to me. Every business you see right now, put it to you like this. People oftentimes not necessarily they don't give entrepreneurs credit, but they don't think about this, that like they don't really care too much about entrepreneurs. If you were to ask somebody, would you rather be an entrepreneur or employee? Most people would say, oh, I want to be an employee, because people want to be told. People like being told what to do. Some people do. Some people need management. Some people need, it's like I always say, like a parent. That's what being an employee is kind of. Some people need that parenting of what to do, how to do it. Some people just need that guidance. I don't need that damn guidance, right? Now, I need the guidance with business and stuff like that from teachers and stuff and being successful. But as far as working for somebody else, I don't know. I'm just doing this temporary and stuff like that just to get on my feet and stuff. It's not long term. Everything's temporary. But every business that you see right now, McDonald's, Burger King, every fast food joint, Whataburger, In-N-Out Burger, every retail store that you see, and from retail, I'm talking about from food to clothes and all that stuff, right? Sears, Ross, not Walmart, Sears, clothes store. So Sears, Walmart. I keep saying Walmart. God damn, Sam Walton. Fuck. Clothes stores. So Sears, the 99-cent store. I think they got clothes there still. DD's Discounts. JC Penney's, Marshalls. What else? Y'all, there's Old Navy, right? All these name brand stores, right? Food stores, our food grocery stores. Walmart, Winco, Tom Thumb. What else? Aldi's. You guys get the point, right? If it wasn't for someone to take the time to start these businesses, y'all, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I took a course on this, and the guy made perfect sense. If it wasn't for these people risking, not risking their lives, but risking all they had to start these businesses, people wouldn't even have jobs. Y'all think about, everything that you see right now was invented by somebody. So think about that next time you work for somebody else. If it wasn't for that person inventing that job, you wouldn't even have a job. When I think about that, I'm just like, damn, wow, right? That's everything. Foot Locker, Nike, Jordans. If it wasn't for them inventing that product, you would not even wear it right now. You wouldn't even have it. Think about it like this. If nobody invented anything, right? If everybody just wanted to work for somebody else, the world would be in chaos right now. because there's no entrepreneurs. Everybody just wants to work for somebody else. There probably wouldn't even be jobs right now. Think about it. Think about it. So I just want to tell you about that, but let your minds marinate on that. And I hope y'all read those books. But that is it for me, y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. I'm out.